I want to fish, Daddy.
Michelle,
Hello, how's everybody?
what's happening today, kid?
Oh, it's been lots of fun. Grandma and Grandpa's wedding anniversary.
All right.
Wedding party, I guess you could say.
Catered by Michelle.
And Jenny.
The carrots were cut up by,
Uncle Ray.
and there she is.
Sherilyn, that looks good. Thanks, Miss.
Really.
We need something to do. Someone's sitting at the guest book for the early arrival. No. Where is your mom? I think she's down at your house.
Go over there and get a picture, okay?
What do you mean it'll be okay? You get those white pants during you're dead.
You've got the sand in the way there. Sean, move. Wait a minute. Get back there.
Mom and Dad, all right, just everybody sit that way.
Hey, I need my flash. Let me see. Where's Josh? Billy and Sherilyn are missing. Josh. Jump in, okay? Here.
Hey, Josh.
Okay, come on, Ray, let's go get in there. So.
We got Angela. We get Julia.
Hey, Jared. Jared.
I don't think they will ever come back to all the time.
Ready? Come on, Dad.
Canada tour.
Oh, that's right.
Right back. So come see it.
Where you at?
Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah. I can't afford to go to Seattle. How am I supposed to take it to Washington, D.C.?
It's a short drive. How's your van working?
Great. I'm trying to trade it off, but they won't give me anything for
Is that
it.
right?
We need an 8-passenger now instead of a 7-passenger.
We bought a Aerostar.
We looked at them yesterday, as a matter of fact.
What's the deal? Our blue van is got 105,000 miles on it. And I was real nervous about,
Driving anywhere.
yeah. Just,
Mr. Barley!
Don't say hi, Sean. You're not supposed to.
Oh, you're supposed to land.
Nothing in this tropics blue. And I think the tips are beating. Gently they contain more than And my heart so madly beating, gladly understand. Oh, I'll ever who I have instinct, all this hurt my heart. You, my partner,
What? Brother Dickman.
Well, look good. I'll let you know I appreciate Well, let me know. I don't mind going out. I have a hard time with my family, but I don't mind.
I don't want to make sure we get people. Okay?
Joe and I.
Joshua.
Yeah, I saw it. It looked like a break down. I think we're doing a break How are you?
How are you?
Pretty good.
You make sure all these people get sick. You go around and get excuse me.
The Bowers. Bowers. Smile, boy. Jeannie.
Hey, how are you?
sniper fire. Brother Reader. Brother Reader. There's a face of this.
Well, that's great, isn't it?
That's a face of
Oh yeah. Get all whatever action there is. My mind's good, I Grandma Strickland. Oh well. The humble one. Sister Kane. Smile.
Hey, how are you?
Busy.
Not bad. How you doing? Been good? Yeah, but that's
Hey, smile. All right. I'm doing No, we better go. Is that the Ford? That is the Ford. How you doing? Oh no, it's another Fowers. That's what that.
Never have told.
Pansy pansy. Hey, it's rolling. This is a funny kid. If you ever see him, remember to...
Feel like your phone, you don't use burp.
Hey.
Somebody Terminator for this?
Huh? Oh, yeah. That's Sister DeFord. Turn around, come on. There she is. Hey.
Hey, all the time.
We got a couple
Aunt Marilyn, you're the star of the show.
I'd like to have your attention a minute. We'd like to have your attention a minute. I'd like to welcome everyone here. We'd like to welcome everyone here and thank you for coming.
Yo, I'd like everyone's attention. Give me a PA.
We'd like to welcome everyone here tonight and thank all of you for coming to Dad and Mom's 50th wedding anniversary. We would like to welcome everyone here tonight. We would still like to welcome everyone here tonight. We have a singing group, and then Bob George is going to give us a few poems, and then we'll go on from there.
What we have here tonight is we have a group. Let me start with a little bit of introduction so you know what these words mean. In English, the word love covers several emotions. In Greek, there are two words that help us better define love. Eros, meaning romantic or sexual love, and agape, meaning Christ-like or brotherly love. A healthy marriage relationship needs both of these. A poem by Carolyn Pearson entitled Double Wedding. Let's have a double wedding, you and me and Eros and agape. Let us post interchangeable notes on bedroom wall and refrigerator. Love thy lover and love thy neighbor. Let us hold hands in movies and in the hospital. Let us kiss shoulders and eyelids and the cut fingers of small children. Let us serve one another apple blossoms in vases and quartered fruit on trays. And let us write poems and wills to each other. Let us have nights as friendly lovers and days as loving friends. And let the four of us, you and me and Eros and agape, stand in line together at a grocery store and have a golden anniversary.
Love is the divine
should always have a love story. And there's a love story that is in this program that we thought would be appropriate for this evening. And I'm sure that you'll catch the meaning of this story. But what it's to deal with is that every person, when we fall in love with somebody and we love that spouse, no matter what we go through with that person, there's still that love there. And this is a story that shows that no matter what life is all about, no matter what trials and tribulations might come our way, we always will love those people for who they are, and not what they look like, or not. And then Moore learned to tell the truth. His wife had contracted smallpox. The disease left her once flawless skin pocked and terribly scarred. She had taken one look at her disfigured reflection in the mirror and commanded that the shutters be drawn and that her husband never see her again. Moore would not listen. He ran upstairs and threw open the door to his wife's room. Go. This is the greatest gift I can give you now. Moore did go. He went down to his study where he spent most of the night prayerfully writing. Not a poem this time, but a song. And he had never written a song before, but he found it more natural to his mood than simple poetry. As soon as the sun was up the next day, he returned to his wife's room. He felt his way to the chair and sat down. "Are you awake?" he asked. "I am," came a voice from the far side of the room. "But you must not ask to see me. You must not press me, Thomas." "I will sing to you then," he answered. And so, for the first time, Thomas Moore sang to his wife a song that is still alive today. As soon as we find the music, we'll sing that song.
I've heard about it. We have been practicing for it since March, April. And it's all about morality and about keeping ourselves clean. And we're putting it on for the young women, like you already said. This program has really touched our hearts. And we put a lot of time into it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's got such a neat message that I feel the youth, we all feel the youth really need to hear. It seems like anymore that it's getting so hard for our youth to even listen to music without rebellion or morality, just slapping them in the face. And it just seems really hard for them. And this program is so neat. It talks about one phrase is that power is knowledge, and knowledge is power, excuse me. And it's so true. We give a lot of knowledge to the youth.
We're just going to tell some stories about Grandma and Grandpa. And so one night, my date and I, we were down here, and Grandma always has swings down here. So we were down here swinging, and their light in their bedroom was still on. And there was this ladder, and it was right there. And so my date and I, we climbed up the ladder, and we stood, after we got up over the top, and stood on their balcony, and we knocked on their door. And Grandma and Grandpa were in there going, "I wonder who it is. I wonder who's out there on our deck." But it was so funny. We came in, and Grandma and Grandpa hadn't gotten to bed yet because at the time, Pearl and my great-grandpa Pratt were living, and they were just getting them down to bed. But it was so fun because Grandma and Grandpa always would stay up late and talk with our dates and us, and it was really fun. They couldn't believe it. We'd climb up over their deck and come in and talk to them, so it was really exciting. And Mark is going to go ahead and share another story about Grandma and Grandpa.
Well, everybody knows how well my Grandma Pratt cooks. She has her original recipes, and last summer me and Paul Wine were out at the apartments painting, and we were working real hard, and Grandpa said, you know, make sure you come home for lunch, because we were going to go out for lunch. And he said, you know, make sure you come home for lunch. Grandma got a really good dinner for you. So we come home, and we open up the garage door, and we just see a cloud of black smoke floating through the garage. And we just, oh my gosh, you know. So we walk in the house, we see Grandpa sitting there with a frying pan and a chisel and electric sander just drilling chicken out of the pan. Grandma went and showed in the apartment and left it on there for an hour and a half. So we walk down to our house, we see these chickens all over the yard, just solid black.
She still believes in burnt offerings.
Like Michelle said earlier, my grandma and grandpa are always giving us advice on who to date. And one night, my grandma and grandpa and I were talking, and my grandma not only told me who to date, but she told me what I could do on a date, and she proceeded to tell me about how when she and my grandpa were dating, the one night they went up to Neck. And so she told me all about this, and she goes, Sherilyn, it's okay to Neck, just not too much. And I went over and told my mom this, and my grandma was corrected immediately. But I love my grandma and grandpa because they're human and they're so fun, and I just like to tell them how much I love them. And I don't think there's any two greater people in the whole world. Anytime, I just don't know two people who have given more of themselves. And yesterday I was doing my grandma's nails, and she goes, Sherilyn, no one has ever told me I have pretty hands. She goes, but these hands know how to work, and they've always reached out to give and not to get, and that's so true. And that's so true about both my grandparents. No matter if I ever needed any help or anything, I know I could ask them. And there have been so many times when I've asked them to do something for me, and they have dropped what they were doing immediately and come to talk to me or come to visit. And when I was at school, I could just guarantee every morning, on Saturday morning at 7:15, I'd get a phone call from my grandparents, and it was really refreshing, and I could look forward to that every Saturday morning. And I just want them to know how much I love them and how happy I am to know them and for them to be my grandparents.
You know, when we decided to come out here to Golden Wedding, Joyce asked if she could cook the cake, because 21 years ago, we had a wedding reception similar to this in the backyard of 720 South Button, and Joyce didn't know a whole lot about my family. Well, first the introduction she had to our family is I brought her home to meet the family, and Mother the whole weekend called her by my old girlfriend's name. And so that didn't put me on real good ground, and it didn't put Mom on real good ground either. But we got married in Oakland, and we had an open house here, and it was on a Saturday night, I believe, and Mom was making this sheet cake. And, you know, like the kids had said, she overcooked this sheet cake, and Joyce thought, my gosh, here it is almost time for this reception. What are we going to do? And Mother just turned that cake right over, and she just shaved that black right off the bottom of that cake. And there we had our wedding cake. And so it got off to a real hot start. But we're really happy that all that they have done for us, and they really helped us out a great deal. And we're thankful for the heritage that they've given to their posterity.
Just kind of recap the story real quick so it goes along with this song. Is where we're at is there's a guy and a wife that just got married, and he leaves and he comes back, and his wife has contracted smallpox, and she doesn't want him to see him ever again. And she wants her husband to leave and to go on and start a new life, because it's not fair that he married this beautiful bride and then she turned out to have all these scars over her face because of this. So he says, I will sing to you then. And he gives the song that he wrote the words and the music to. I gaze on so fondly today, for to change my to
fairy gifts fading away. Thou would still be adored as this moment thou art. Let thy love without fade as it rains, and around the each wish of my heart would entwine itself perfectly still.
As his voice trailed off on the last note, Moore heard his beautiful bride cross the room and slowly open the shutters.
Their first touch at 17 was in the park, and the moon was full. She was beautiful to him, and her hair was long, and her eyes were blue, and her skin was warm, and she turned to him, and he thought that he knew what love was. Another touch at 22 on their wedding night, and the stars were bright. She was beautiful to him, and her hair smelled sweet, and her lips were full, and her skin was warm, and she turned to him, and he thought that he knew what love was. Another touch at 23 when the baby came, and the sun was high. She was beautiful to him, and her hair was damp, and her fingers shook, and her skin was warm, and she turned to him, and he thought that he knew what love was. Later on, at 64, sitting on the porch, all the children gone, she was beautiful to him, and her hair was gray, and her forehead high, and her skin was warm, and she turned to him, and he thought that he knew what love was. Their last touch at 85 was by her bed, and the moon was full. She was beautiful to him, and her hair was thin, and her eyes were closed, and her skin was cold, and she turned to him, and he knew that he knew what love was. After 68 years of laughter and tears, that he knew what love was.
At the right time, at the right place, with the right face looking at me. First the right word, then the right touch, then the right to love clear and free. We can have it all and have it forever. All the love, all the joy, all the days and nights and years and more forever. We can have it
All the bright love that we sing of can be ours if only we wait. Coming sometime in the Lord's time, the lasting love that's ours to create. We can have it all and have it forever. All the love, all the joy, all the days and nights and years and more forever. We can have it It's coming, don't doubt it. Be patient about it. We can have it all. At the right time, at the right place, with the right face looking at me. First the right word, then the right touch, then the right to love clear and free. We can have it all and have it forever. All the love, all the joy, all the days and nights and years and more